Gordon for my Ireland. Today is Saturday the 27th of February 2016. We're going down to Cork to interview Seamus Cogan. Seamus is head coach at Spartan Ballincollig in Cork, and he'll be fighting on Cage King's show in Dublin on March the 26th. So Seamus obviously hasn't fought in a while, being busy coaching at Spartan. He's facing Stephen Hodgers, who hasn't fought in a while as well in Ireland, but who fought extensively in Thailand. So they're both coming back from a long break, which makes the matchup very exciting and very interesting for us. So we're going to go down to Cork and have a look at Seamus' preparations and what prompted his return to the ring or cage. See ya. We're going to start with yourself. So you're fighting on the 26th of March in Dublin on the Cage King's card that is getting bigger and bigger by the day. And your fight was the first to be released, I think. So my question probably first is like, what prompted you to want to come back, not only to the ring, but to the cage?
To Cage Kings? For me, it wasn't the promotion. I like Cage Kings. It's a really exciting promotion. But for me, it was more about it was the right fight at the right time for me. I had the time. You know, which is, you know it. It's all about time. So the last couple of years, I've been building the gym. I'm lucky, I have a great team around me. Some great guys. So I've built it. It's at a place now where I can say, okay, you can just
slide up,
park
it a little bit.
I know it's. I have time. And luckily, like Linda, my wife, just said, go ahead.
And you've been wanting to do that for a while. When was your last fight?
It was 4 years ago against Panicus Youssef, which was, that was a tough fight. To come off that, I could have left it at that. It was a good fight. Panicus is a good fighter. I didn't feel any, I didn't feel too bad about losing to him. You know what I mean? And
you went on to fight more.
Exactly.
Was it in Cork, that fight?
That was in Cork, So at the time I hadn't heard much of him. I think we all heard a good bit about him after that.
Because he came back to fight on
the... He went back, he beat everyone.
But
I think Panicus just beat everyone after that. So it was
That's
good luck
fair enough.
So I could live with it. But
it's like, for us, it's a very interesting fight in the sense that you haven't fought in a while. And Stephen Hodgers hasn't fought in a while in Ireland anyway. But he was a lot in Australia and in Thailand.
He's been active in Australia and Thailand, and he's a really good fighter.
He's a really good fighter. So it's kind of the story of two comebacks, like the different comebacks that makes it a very, very nice match in a way. You've seen Stephen fight before.
I have.
So you know what to expect.
I do. I don't overly watch guys before I fight them. I'll do what I'm going to do. It's at this stage I'm not going to change. But I've seen him. I know he's a good fighter. I wouldn't expect him to be, anything else than a top level guy. But I've only ever fought top level guys as far as I can remember. So
And in the cage, I suppose. I mean, you're not choosing the easiest of comeback fights in a way, because he's against a very recognized, fighter with amazing skills, and he's very durable. It's very solid, and you're in the cage as well. So that's with MMA gloves as well?
With
that's
the forearm gloves.
So what's the difference with you in terms of training? And
the training's the same. Train A-class Thai, it's going to be a Thai fight. I mean, Stephen's not a slugger. He's not going to go in there and swing for the hills. Neither am I. It's going to be a good, educated fight. It's going to be a fight I think the crowd are going to enjoy. I think we'll enjoy it. The gloves will make a difference, because you hit someone with those gloves, you have a greater impact. But I'm not going to get too carried away with that. I'm going to be scoring. I'm going to fight A-class Thai.
So am I right to think that you've been head coaching for a while, and like you said, the biggest problem for head coaches is don't have the time to train yourself because you have to train others.
Absolutely.
So who's keeping the gym running?
I know Dommy and John are running the gym. The lads are all falling in. Aaron McGahey, we have a great bunch of lads out there. They're all helping, and my own lads are padding me. I'm doing my work up here with Martin, and I'm doing work with Derek as well, so I'm kind of working between three camps. So I'm getting an awful lot of info, what I mean, and an awful lot of feedback. And
so would I be right to think that then, for all these years you always maintain a reasonable, physical fitness, that you could come back in training camp not from zero, but from...
My lads hate me. There's no love there. They hate me. They kill me if I'm not. If I have a bad night in the gym, Tommy Kelly would stand on your face, you know what I mean? They're slaughtering it.
You don't want that.
If I'm not fit, I pay the price,
you get punished.
So it had to be fit. basically survival more than anything.
Yeah. That's very good.
Yeah.
So then, like, what is it just a one-off, or are you expecting? Are you thinking, well, if that goes well, then why not
absolutely.
having a few more then?
For me, it's always about time. When I retired, I was never like, oh, I'm retired. I don't even see this as a comeback because comebacks and all that, it kind of indicates like you've got a career in the sport. I do this. It's just I love it. I love to fight. I would fight all the time if I had the time. But I don't. And there's always other things you get older. But I feel great. I don't feel running, pads, anything.
You've never let yourself.
No, I've never. I've never.
Like they say.
This has never really been a struggle for me. The training side of things has never been a struggle. It's not been a struggle this time.
So what do you think generally of then the kind of promotions that are now in Ireland? Obviously, we've got Martin Hogan with the super fights, and now Cage Kings, and like how big is that going to become? Do you think? Like how much bigger can it be? Because we've had a lot of ties now in Cork.
It's got to a level now. I almost think we're taking for granted how much Martin has done, how much he's brought on the sport. And it's the same tide has lifted all ships. All shows have gotten better. The standard, even if you look at the standard of super shows, of the domestic fights, they've improved so much. I remember when there was a handful of guys around Ireland. Now you look, like you said, the depth in the 67 division, the 63 kilo division, 59. There's
very
depth.
interesting people coming out there.
There's depth in the divisions now. They are good. Every club is pretty much putting out good fighters. I remember before, like even as a coach, you could go to certain clubs and guarantee a win for your fighter. You can't guarantee a win anywhere now. All the clubs are well schooled. They know Muay Thai. And it's great. It just makes us all better. How far it could go, I think, if we could
how big can it be after Senshai has been here and Takorn has been here?
But the domestic, I think, even before, like we were bringing over foreign fighters and like we were looking up to them, but we're not there, but we're closing the gap. So I think we'll be able to stand on our own 2 feet a lot better in the future. There'll be bigger Irish names, the depth of the divisions, there'll be more interest in the domestic game. And maybe Martin will be able to save some money on bringing over superstars. He'll always bring superstars, you know what I mean? And that's great.
It's just something you just can't help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Someday you'll see Yod Sinclair in Cork.
So you're a month away now from your fight. Like, I suppose at this stage, how's your weight and everything?
Weight's bang on. Yeah. Maybe a kilo or two to come.
So you're, like 4 weeks to go, I suppose you're stepping up now.
Yeah. I've an awful lot of work done. I've got about, I've been training since before Christmas. I was fit to fight last year. I was supposed to fight Fabio Pinke last year in Vegas, but that fell through. So, obviously I trained pretty hard for that. That fell through, grind.
Obviously, you did.
Yeah. I didn't take him lightly.
No.
Pinke fella,
I heard good things about him.
Yeah. I've seen him fight, alright. He's knacky enough. So obviously, I was training for that. Then it kind of stood down for a month, and then I just ramped it up. So fitness is good. Fitness won't be an issue at all.
No. Martin is not sponsoring you for like nutrition and shorts or.
No, I haven't worked on any sponsorship. All the time, Martin, for giving me the shot on Cage Kings. You know what I mean? I've been, you said, I've been out a while, so it's a shot. I want to thank Hodgers. He's given me the shot. I mean,
that's good.
It's great. You know what I mean? And that's.
And it's going to be a good fight for all the fight fans over there. Like you have two proper experienced people in there. Like.
And we know what we're doing in there. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're not going to go and swing for the head. Exactly. It's going to be a tasty fight.
That's great.
And I'm looking forward to that.
You're pumped up already.
I like fighting.
That's cool.
Fighting in the cage or the gloves. I enjoy it.
Doesn't matter.
You know what I mean? It's no big deal to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming
on. And we'll see you in a month. We'll be there and hopefully it'll go really well for you.
Yeah. You will.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks much.